Yo, what's up? This is Mr. McGee, aka Boopy, aka Born Rich, and you are listening to the Born Rich Club podcast. Make sure you go over to YouTube and support us on the YouTube platform. Just search Born Rich Club podcast, give us a like, share, and don't forget to subscribe. And guys, without further ado, enjoy.
Yo, what's up, man? It's your boy Lano Excel, Mr. 18 Pockets.
And yo, what's up? It's me, Mr. McGee, a.k.a. Boopy, a.k.a. Born Rich. And Lano.
What up, though?
How you feeling, big bro?
Man, listen, I feel good. Summer is right around the corner. Listen, man, I have been getting up, looking out the window, and I'm seeing the city evolve. I'm like,
thriving,
listen,
man.
I am ready. I'm ready. I'm outside, bro. I'm outside.
I'm looking outside. I'm seeing sundress, a little bit more skin than I normally see. I say,
a little more. Just a little more.
Ski. It's time. When I start seeing skin, I know it's time to get outside. Unc coming outside. Unc is coming outside.
Yeah, that's what they say. It's Unc coming outside
man,
this time.
Unc will definitely be outside this year with this summer lady. So hold your horses. I will be out.
Guess who else outside?
Who is that, bro?
Man, who we got in the building right now?
Man, we got I got it, Lane. I got
okay,
it. I got
ISO
on me, man.
Okay.
So today, man, we got artist, hip hop artist,
yes,
multi-genre artist.
Yes.
Man, we have a guy that you may have heard him on the radio.
Most definitely.
Seen him in the video.
Okay.
A father.
Yeah.
A guy who motivates me, right? A guy who goes against the grain. He's not one of those ride the wave type of artists, man. We got an artist that will be in the city near you very, very soon.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Sure.
We
Big
got
move.
the one, the only Tim Gent
What
in
it
the
do?
building, man.
Yeah,
What's up, bro?
Man, appreciate that, man. Appreciate that.
man.
I'm happy to be here with y'all,
you
man.
You pay him to say that, man. He
Nah,
said a
man,
good
they spoke
intro for
highly of
you.
me for
Yeah,
sure.
nah,
Like,
man.
He
damn.
never said nothing
Appreciate
good like
that,
that
man.
about me.
And the reason I brought you in like that, bro, because I do respect your craft.
Most definitely.
I do enjoy your music, man. And
Thank you.
like
Most
I said in that intro, I like the fact that we know what the hot music is right now.
Yeah, yeah.
And you could have easily succumbed to that. You know what I
sure.
mean? It's easy to go into the studio and say, man, if they rapping about the guns with switches on them, let me rap about guns with switches
For
on
sure.
them.
Most
But
definitely.
you didn't do that,
Yeah,
man.
not
So
at all.
I really appreciate that. You know what I mean? If my son was doing music or one of my relatives was doing music, I would tell him to study a person like you.
Yeah, most
you know
definitely.
what I mean?
Is that hard though?
Nah, it ain't hard. I feel like it's just who I've been my whole life. Like I grew up with people like that. I got people like that in my family who, succumb to the streets or, whatever you want to call it. But I just always been somebody that just did my own thing.
Yeah,
so
nice.
when it came to the music, I feel like that was my niche. That was my safe place. I could just go in the studio and talk about shit I'm really dealing with. So it's never been hard. Now it get hard sometimes. I think it used to get hard watching it. Like you see people coming up or you see artists getting their moment, which shout out to them and it's love to them, but it's like, man, I'm putting in hours and I'm really
rapping for real.
I'm really working at this. So it used to be a thing, but as I've gotten older, as I've grown and just become more comfortable with who I am as a man, you know what I'm saying? Like my time will come. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. So putting that work in like that, like I used to look at it like that. I was like, damn, put that work in, invest in.
Yeah.
And you ain't. I'm not gonna come like them. And then there's people that will come like them who did less work than you did.
Yeah, for sure.
You see what I'm saying?
For
And then
sure.
they get ahead. It's not like I'm hating, and it ain't jealousy. It's just like, man, I know my talent. I can rap like that and go, but it won't be the true me.
For sure. Remind me of
definitely.
that Boosie song when he was like, they hollering out Jay Quan and Ray Quan, but what about me? Y'all remember that?
Yeah,
old John?
most
You know what I'm
definitely.
saying?
Most
Like,
definitely.
that kind of thing, but still love to everybody that's, doing what they love to put themselves in a new position and put their family in position. So it's always love to them.
No, absolutely.
For sure.
So are you from Nashville, born and raised?
I'm born and raised Clarksville, Tennessee. Yeah,
Clarksville.
born and raised,
I know what they say,
931. Yeah,
For sure.
yeah,
Down the
931.
street.
That's down the street. We say Nashville, man. But yeah, for sure.
What they would call are you a military brat or no?
I guess I am. Yeah,
Okay.
my mama is from North Carolina. My pops is from Michigan. So me and my brothers, we like first generation, you know what I'm saying,
Okay.
Tennessee. But
Gotcha.
they moved to Clarksville and started a family and then the whole thing.
Then
yeah.
boom.
Yeah,
Nice.
but
Tim Gent.
I never moved around though. You know what I'm saying? My parents split when I was young, so we stayed in Clarksville. So I never got the experience of like living in different cities, countries, all that. I was always in Clarksville.
Did you ever come? I always ask people from like different surroundings and counties. Like, did you ever like come to Nashville a lot?
100%. Like to go to like Hundred Oaks, Rivergate. You know what I'm saying? Go to sports season. They got the kicks for the
Most
low.
definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so that was really I didn't even know about the music thing in Nashville at all. I didn't know about none of that. I moved here in 2017. And then
from Clarksville to Nashville.
From Clarksville to Nashville. And then around like 2012, I started kind of doing shows up here, kind of moving around. But even then, I didn't know about the Music City thing. I didn't know about any of that. I've learned that since I've been here these last 8 years. Yeah, for sure.
So I heard you say your parents split early.
Yeah.
Now, how did that affect you? Did you split time between two households or?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm real close to my dad. You know what I'm saying, and I live with my mom. So, but yeah, we just split times. I primarily live with my mama. We just went and visited my pops type of thing. Yeah.
No, I know how that is. So high school days, man. Was you doing music yet, or were you playing sports? Like what were you doing?
I was
at that time?
doing the sports thing. It's funny too, because I'm a short dude, so it's like I feel like. I wasted my damn time.
That used to be me, bro. Like I wasted me when I played sports, man.
I'm saying, but
you just love sports, though, right?
Loved it, though. I love basketball. I love and really, I had to watch my little brothers growing up. So anything I could do to stay away from home, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, most definitely.
Like I ran track. I was in the Spanish club. I ain't Hispanic. You know
I look like it a little bit.
You know what I'm saying?
I took Spanish, bro, in Whites Creek, bro.
You know what I'm saying? But I was active though. But I started doing music I did my first song my 10th grade year. My pops, him and his wife, my stepbrother, he had Fruity Loops. I met my stepbrother for the first time that summer, and he was making beats on Fruity Loops. So we was making beats. We hit it off. That's my boy. Shout out to my brother Brandon. He put me on Fruity Loops. I was making beats. We was making songs. We made like 3-4 songs. I brought them back to Clarksville to the homies, and they like, nigga, like, nah.
Damn.
Nah. So I put that down for a few years, and then my senior year is when I got back into it for real.
So so when they said nah, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know sometimes when you go and try to get validation from your people, and they say nah, you say, all right, I ain't doing it.
For sure.
What made you say in a couple of years, did you like just start sharpening your skills behind the closed doors?
Nah, I still was involved with music because I played the drums growing up.
Okay.
So I was around music. I was around musicianship. I was around singers. My pops can sing. You know what I'm saying? My grandfather can sing, play the guitar. So music just always been a part of my life. Yeah. So I ain't take it too much to heart when they was hating on me. You know what I'm saying? They really was hating on me, you know. So I ain't take it too much to heart. And then later on, my senior year, that second semester, I was one of those guys like active in school. Like I said, I was a part of different clubs, hoop, did all that. But my second semester, my senior year, like my whole mindset shifted. I was gonna go to the military. And I wanted to work on planes. That was the thing I wanted to do.
I seen something like that.
Yeah, I wanted to be an engineer. But that second semester, I was like, man, I don't know. I just recluse. And I was just in the back of class. I was writing poems, writing rhymes, writing raps, listening to other people's songs, writing songs over their songs, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it just turned into a thing.
Nice.
And that's when you was like, engineer, right? They gonna have to take a back seat.
For sure.
Did you do any college after high school?
I did, man. I actually went to MTSU straight out of high school.
For sure.
I went out there for a semester, but I was a bad student. You know what I mean? Like I was a bad student.
He was too.
Yeah, I just didn't apply myself. Like coming out of high school, I graduated with honors, did the whole thing. It was cool, but I was so focused on being a rapper. You know what I mean? Like I was telling my moms, I'm like, I went back home. I went to Austin P. And did like online classes for Austin P. And I told my moms, I was like, I'm gonna just get a job give me like a year or two, I'm cold. I'm about to get,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
for sure.
saying?
Yeah,
Like
for sure.
I'm cold. I'm finna, you know, that obviously didn't happen. You know what I mean? But I did do some college. I didn't finish, but I did.
What did your mom say when you was like, yeah, I'm finna
I finna rap.
In so many words, I'm finna quit school and rap. What
that I
y'all
worked so
say?
hard for.
Yeah.
She also is part of why I had to get a job, because when I left MTSU, I didn't do it right. So like the I was on campus and I was living in a dormitory, so there's a process when you leave, and I didn't do that at all. So because of that, I owed the school like $2,500.
Yeah.
So my mom was like, okay, well, you gonna pay that money yourself though. You know what I'm saying? Like she paid it, but she made me made me pay her back.
Yeah.
So she supported me, but you know, with boundaries. You know what I'm saying? So
I told my mom I'm on a rap.
Yeah. How did it work out?
She told me, motherfucker, you think you Snoop Dogg? My mom was like, what? Yeah, mama, I'm on a rap. Yeah, but for sure. So she was most definitely supportive.
For sure. Yeah,
Okay,
for sure.
That's good. You don't hear that story often, man. So that's dope, man. Shout out mom.
Yeah,
for that.
shout out.
So my bad. Shout out for real. Shout out mom for not being a dream crusher.
Nah, for sure.
They're the number one dream killers.
Because parents are the number one dream killers.
They
You know
are,
what I'm
man.
saying? I was writing something one time, and my mama looked at it while she was cleaning my room, and she was like, "Who you think you best this night?" You know what I'm saying? It was just, I was like, "Well, maybe I can't do this." You know what I'm saying?
Man, it be like
For
that.
sure. Let me ask you a question though.
What's up?
At MTSU, you're really not feeling it. You know you want to rap. Who are your influences at this moment in hip hop?
Okay, for sure. So I'll go back a little bit. Even in my high school, so I was about to go to college. So around that time, I had linked with an artist named Case Arnold. He's from Clarksville. Y'all definitely should check him out. Case Arnold. And then T. Clark, TZT. These are all guys from Clarksville.
Okay.
And they were putting mixtapes out on like Dat Piff. And like around that time, they was putting mixtapes on like live mixtapes, doing all that. And I was influenced by that, because I'm like, how you do that? You know what I'm saying? How you record all this music and how you put it out? You know what I'm saying? And I was also listening to like around that time. I didn't really listen to music like that. I wasn't like a music head until my senior year. So around that time, Drake was coming out. He was doing Ninth Wonder beats. So he was like rapping, you know what I'm saying? And then J. Cole did Friday Night Lights. Kendrick dropped Section 80, but it was also like that whole class, like Big Sean, Wiz Khalifa, Nipsey Hussle.
They saying the big three, the big four.
And I can most definitely hear the influences, and not that you sound like them, but the influence
for sure.
Most definitely what I get, like, and that's the level. That's the elite level that I put your music on.
I appreciate that, man.
And that's for sure, bro.
I appreciate
when I first
that.
heard you, I'm like, nah, Tim Gent got it.
I appreciate that. So when I was on campus, Kanye and Jay-Z had just dropped Watch the Throne.
Okay.
Nice.
So I was listening to Watch the Throne heavy. Yeah. So it made me go into Jay-Z's catalog. So I was listening to Jay-Z heavy. I always been a Kanye fan. Like I did listen to Kanye growing up. And and Gucci Mane and Lil Wayne. Those are my three favorite rappers when I was growing up.
Who's your three?
Okay, you diverse.
Kanye, Lil Wayne, Gucci Mane.
Okay.
Those are my three.
Very diverse. Hey, and Gucci Mane, hey, okay.
Yeah, mixtape Gucci is like undefeated.
You know the beautiful thing about music though, because like the age difference between me and this brother right here, but Lil Wayne is like my favorite rapper. You know what I mean? That just shows you like how Wayne put in the work. You know what I mean?
He put in so much work and like really laid the foundation for a lot of these rappers out here.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Including myself. So I had already been into that. So yeah, when I was in school, I was listening to Jay-Z heavy. Like obviously the Coles, all those guys, but like I said, Watch the Throne drop, and I was just like, man, I gotta find out more about this dude. You know what I'm saying? Went back and went through his whole catalog.
Because that's my boy. That's my that's my favorite rapper. And you gotta understand, bro. I'm from Nashville, and I've been saying Jay-Z's my favorite rapper since like '98.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, he was in the minority back then.
And so just think
down here.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. In Nashville, he was in the minority.
So I was, and just a quick, how I got on to Jay-Z was my sister, baby daddy, always had all the CDs and shit. And I remember just jumping in the car, and I used to always, because at this time, No Limit, Master P, he had a new album every week.
Yeah, for sure.
And so like he'll listen to them, and then he'll give them to me. And he's like, I ain't got nothing, but he'll take his. And he really telling me to take the Jay-Z Volume 1.
Hard.
in my lifetime.
Hard.
So he's telling me to take that, right? But he's really telling me to take it because it's some bullshit there.
Yeah.
So I take it, right? And at this time, I'm at the house. We on chat line. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I got plenty of time to listen to music, and I put it in. And when I put it in, I listened to it, and I was like, damn, this nigga hard.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? And
For
just listen to his music and just telling people at those times, like, nah, bro, he hard. And now watching him as who he is now everybody thinks he's the greatest rapper.
For sure.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Speaking just speaking of music and your career, man, how you come up with the name Tim Gent? Is that something to spin off your real name or what?
Yeah, it's a spin off my real name. So my name Tim Gentry Jr.
Okay.
That's my that's my pop's name. But when I was
sound like a baseball player.
Nah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Or a councilman.
I could run something. I could probably run something
for sure.
So in middle school, like I said, my parents split. And my dad, there was this box of my pop stuff that was in the garage, and there was this Miami Hurricanes jacket, and it had Gent on it. And I was like, oh, that's tight. You know what I'm saying? I was probably in like 7th grade, 8th grade, and I'm like, Gent, okay. I'm gonna start going by Gent. So I really gave myself that name before I was rapping.
Okay,
People started calling me that at school, and you know what I'm saying? So when I started rapping, it just became a thing. I'm like, Tim Gent. I just didn't have nothing else for real. So,
That's dope. That's dope, man. So now you're now let's fast forward. Now you're putting out music. You're putting out
good
music.
Appreciate
Man.
it,
Like
appreciate
I guess like what was the first song or project that you really got like a good response from people that's outside of your immediate circle?
For sure. Clarksville Nights. I put a mixtape out called Clarksville Nights, and that was in 2015 or 16. My son was born 15, so one of the two. And that's when like the blog era thing was happening. So like hot new hip hop, like all those things. But I put that mixtape out, and so before I put that mixtape out, I put out Trials of Julio. That's when I started meeting everybody in Nashville for real.
That's when you start seeing the music scene.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And I put out Trials of Julio, and I had Petty on that project. And he brought me to Nashville to do like 3 songs. He performed at like the End. Ain't that across the street from Exit End? The End.
Yeah, most
definitely. Small Gent.
Yeah.
So he performed at the End, let me come do 3 songs, and then so that's when it kind of spread past Clarksville, and then the following project was Clarksville Nights, and then that spread nationally, and I started getting people from all over the U.S. like hitting me up, following me, you know what I'm saying, doing that thing. It was cool, man. It was really cool, just because I was like, even y'all asking me to come do this. I'm always appreciative when people take the time out to recognize anything I'm doing, because you don't got to. I'm just expressing myself, and that's the repercussions of it. So it was one of those same things. I'm like, dang, this is something I worked at a factory. I was working at a factory, and I would work. I would get off. I would drive all the way up here to Laverne. From Clarksville, and I record with this dude named Matic Lee. I don't know if y'all know Matic Lee, but he came up with he was coming up with like Petty and Stan, but he did some stuff for like Tech Nine and all of that stuff. But he recorded like my first 3 mixtapes, Matic Lee. So shout out to Matic Lee. But I was working at the factory. I was probably making like, I don't know how much an hour, but I was taking my cheese, putting a little bit to the side, and then coming to the studio, and I recorded that whole mixtape. So the effort I put in and then getting that energy reciprocated was dope.
It's like a paycheck.
Yeah.
It's like a paycheck. It's like I work 40 hours a week.
100%.
And just watching the engagement and the response. I want to add, so I want to piggyback a little bit off of that question. Investing in yourself, right?
For
sure. That's very kind of knowing what you're supposed to do when you're trying to start a business, a brand or something, but we can see that it's not really taken serious with a lot of artists.
For sure.
What was in your mind frame at those times when you're like, okay, this is what I want to do? Talk to the other artists, man, who need to know like investment is a huge part of this.
Yeah. For me, it was just like nobody gonna do it for me. Like nobody's gonna pay. Like this is what I wanted to do. You know what I mean? It's funny because I got married last year, and the way my mind works, it's hard for me to ask the people for things, period. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I got married last year, and my pops, he hit me. He like, he like, bro, why ain't you ask me if, put any money in? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I decided to get married. I feel like it's kind of crazy for me to make a decision. Now I got to come ask you for money to do it. So that's my mindset with a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to investing in myself, I didn't know what else to do other than, you know what I mean?
Sure.
So it's kind of like a second nature thing to me. But for the artists out there, I think it's extremely important. Like even my music video for MLB, I was waiting on a partnership that's what took me so long to drop the song. I was waiting on a partnership to be finalized, but I didn't want to wait for that money that I would get from my advance to shoot my video. I wanted everything to be done, so when the deal was done, I could just drop everything.
I could just drop it, most definitely.
Deal, and we turned the deal down. It didn't even work out. Yeah. So, like, it's one of those things where I'm glad I invested in myself and I banked on me and didn't wait for somebody else's money to do that video, because the way it transpired, who all was able to come, like, Starlito came to the vid, Keith pulled up to the video, like all the extras, all the family, all my friends that pulled up, like one of my homies from he live in LA, he from Clarksville, but he just happened to be in town. It's a bunch of things that just wouldn't have happened had I not banked on myself. So
listen, I saw that, as soon as I saw that video, the first thing that came to my mind was, I said, damn, this nigga got the stadium. I said, so look, you easily went past local. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, and I don't even like using that word.
Respect,
but when I saw you, when I seen it, I'm like, damn, this nigga. And then the way that your family and your friends was just the energy in that video. I'm like, damn, this motherfucker packed too, right? So I'm thinking, it packed, it looked good. You can see the production. And that's a good story that you tell, because banking on yourself sometimes is better than waiting.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Damn, that's dope, bro.
So I seen Starlito. Type of relationship you got with Starlito?
Man, it's funny, man, because I was supposed to open for Starlito some years back in Clarksville, and a snowstorm came through it, and I was like, man, I'm about to meet Star, because I've been listening to, like, even though I didn't listen to much rap, I've always heard the name All Star. I was in middle school, you know what I'm saying? And I heard the name All Star, you know what I mean? So I always was familiar. And then when I got older, started listening to some of the mixtapes, like Funerals and Court Dates, one of my favorite mixtapes from
mine
him.
Right there,
you know
man,
what I mean? That's the one that like solidified me as a fan of his pen and his craft and everything. But I say it's funny because that show that I was supposed to open for him, I was like, okay, I'm gonna meet him this way. And it was a snowstorm came and the show was canceled. I ended up still doing the show. Nobody came. He didn't come. And I was just like, man, damn, you know what I'm saying? So fast forward, like I said, I got married last year, but we had like a party for it before the wedding in Georgia. And I remember I did the New Year's Big Bash. Matter of fact, before that, I opened for Nas at the
big shit.
Yeah, I opened for Nas at the amphitheater, and Lito commented or DM'd me, one of the two, and was like, yo, I was at the show, you did your thing. It was like that. And I was like, okay, cool, you know? And then
that's big, right?
Yeah, for sure. I'm like,
big.
Okay, cool, that's what's up. He was there, he saw me perform, said I did a good job, that's dope. And then fast forward, I do the New Year's Big Bash, and there was some interesting like tension around that in like different communities. So you like, for me, I'm like, okay, I got the country, you know, Caucasian community that's like, man, we don't want no hip hop shit at this show. I'm seeing that on social media. Then I'm seeing like people who are natives to Nashville feeling like other people should have gotten that opportunity, and there being like a little bit of friction there, a little tension there. So that was honestly the first time I ever seen real, like, I say negativity towards anything I've been doing my whole career. So it was like a weird thing for me. So I'm like, all right, damn, you know, don't nobody want me to do this damn show. You know what I'm saying? And I had to do News Channel 5, and I just shouted him out. I shouted him out. I shouted Buck out. I just shouted out a couple of rappers who like paved the way for me to be an artist in town. And he reached out to me. He was like, bro, I appreciate that. Like, I feel like I'm a part of that show now because you mentioned me, you know what I'm saying? You didn't have to. So that was kind of the beginning of just us communicating back and forth for real. So like I said, I got married last year. We had a party for it. I got a little liquor courage. And I just hit him up. I just DM'd him. I was like, bro, I got a song for you, bro.
Bam.
I just DM'd him. You know
Off
what I'm
the top,
saying?
though.
Like, just,
What else?
you know, one of them.
off
I'm
the
like,
top.
bro, I got a song. I want you to hop on it, and I'm going to send it to you. And he's like, bet, send it to me. And I sent it to him. And that next morning, he called me. He got my number when I sent him the song or whatever. And he called me. He was like, bro, this song hard, bro. He was like, this is hard and this different. I ain't expect this. You know what I mean? So he'll be on my album, Change is Good. And I can't wait for people to hear the record because it's just, I know it's going to be, it's not going to be what people expect.
Vault look good, though.
Yeah. It's not going to be what people expect at all, man. But to speak to our relationship, it's just developing. Like I'm getting to know him. He came to the studio, me and my bro AB, who is my main producer and DJ. Okay. He's from Nashville, born and raised. And he came to the studio and, you know, played his record that he dropped last year. What is it? What's the record that he dropped? It's beating me right now. But I'm on the album though. I'm on that album.
That's
and we did with the record Ronald Bossi and Robin Raynell. But it's just developing. I feel like we did those 2 records. You know, we just talked back and forth a little bit. You know, I want to continue to do music with him, keep cooking with him. And
what do you say? You got that liquor courage? Say,
nah, for sure. Yeah.
Let me go ahead and hit him up anyway.
Because he got on online and he was like, I'm doing 5 features. Hit up Logan Garrett.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
No, I seen that.
He said hit up Logan Garrett.
I seen when he do that. I be wishing I was a rapper then.
Nah, for sure.
For sure. When I see that, I be like, damn, man, if I was a rapper. Man,
you know what I mean? This would be my time. But
I got a question I want to ask you, and the tension going back to the show.
Okay,
and you was in the tension of it.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Have you ever, like, first question is, how does it feel to be from another, like, surrounding county, city?
For sure.
And then come into another city and not taking over music, but like being a part of like the hip hop scene that's real good.
For sure. Man, it's interesting because like I said, it's just got pros and cons. It's like I'm already a person too that's kind of to myself. You know what I mean? I'm not really out. I don't really go out a lot. I don't do all that. Like I said, I got family. You know what I'm saying? I got a son and everything like that. So I'm recluse a little bit.
That's me, bro. I don't really pop out. He pop out. He outside.
Yeah.
I ain't outside so like that.
This is my outside era. I'm outside right now.
Yeah,
like you see me out now, you know, because I just got a different mindset towards it. But you got that on top of, like you said, like
I'm in ain't even from here.
Yeah, I'm in the conversation. You know, he ain't even from here. It's like it's this weird thing. I do my best to just tune it out and ignore it because it's just noise. It's static. It's static. And when I tune it out and direct my ears to what I really need to be listening to, which is my music, my craft, my influences, it's easy for me to navigate it because, like I said, one, I'm not out much, and 2, I got a goal. I'm focused.
But you hard though, and I'm always gonna say this, man. Music, good music oversees any negativity.
For sure.
And you gotta remember, and when I say that is because like you can be from anywhere, as long as your music hitting, bro.
For sure.
Man, we gonna love it anyway.
For
you
sure.
know what I'm saying?
For
and
sure.
you don't gotta be from a certain we seen Tupac leave New York, go to the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? But his music was so powerful and so good. You forgot, hold up, when Tupac first started rapping, he started in New York.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
But you forgot that. You know what I'm saying? Master P took his hustle. He learned his hustle from all the way over in the Bay Area and took it, you know what I'm saying? You know, they looking at him over there like, man, he ain't even from here.
For sure.
And just took the hustle and took it back to where he come from. And then, most definitely. So that's big to me right there.
Yeah. Top-notch hustle and good music travels.
Yeah.
It travels, man. Like I like what you said, where you tune it out. You just stay focused on the goal, and whoever's gonna enjoy the music, they're gonna enjoy it. You know what I mean? All that negative chatter is just what it is. It's just the minority of people just doing that negative chatter. So I heard you speak about an album you got coming out.
Yes, sir, man.
Yeah, here you go.
Tell me a little bit about that, man.
So Change is Good. I haven't dropped a body of work since 2020. Yeah, I dropped a project called Every Fall, and I dropped one single like myself, Get Down, in 2022. So I haven't really dropped music since then.
Any particular reason for the break?
Yeah, I got into songwriting, so I signed a publishing deal in 2020 here in Nashville, and I started writing for TV and film. So my management, I'll give y'all that story. So my manager Zach, he had an idea, and he's like, "Man, you're in Nashville, bro. You're in the songwriting capital of the world. You know, every major artist, no matter the genre, comes here at some point to get music written for them. You know what I mean? And I think if you got into songwriting here in Nashville, and I think that's a thing that is consistent with majority of the rappers in Nashville, is the pen is strong. No matter what the genre, like if you're doing the trap thing, the ratchet thing, there's still some level of like expertise in the writing. Like there's, we just got something. We got something different down here in Middle Tennessee. So he was like, you know, I feel like if you get into songwriting, that could be your back door into the industry, and you can utilize those relationships and leverage that for your artistry. And then if you start getting some cuts and some placements, you can also use that bread to pump back into what you're doing.
Yeah, nice.
So that was the plan he presented me with, and I was like, I'm a team player, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, cool, let's try it. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And we had 3 goals: songwriting, sync placements, and shows. We had the 3 S's. And I did this show in like 2019 at the High Watt, in the Cannery Ball, like the Cannery Hall, the small venue in there, and there's probably like 15, 20 people there. But there was a A&R there from Atlantic, and he seen my set, and you know, we went and got some drinks like a week or so later, and he asked what my goals were, and we had the 3 S's, and he was like, "Man, I know a couple publishers in town. I'll introduce you."
Okay, cool.
So 2019, he introduced me to like 6 publishers. I ended up meeting Prescription Songs, who's based in LA, but they got an office here, and I think they only got an office here in LA, but the main gen is in LA. But we courted for like another year or so, and they signed me. So when I got signed in 2020, I kind of shifted my focus to songwriting.
Yeah, for sure.
That's
where the money is right now.
For sure.
For sure.
I was traveling. You know, I'm blessed, man. The songwriting took me to London, man. I had never been to LA before. Took me to LA, Miami, all these places to songwrite, and I started getting cuts, started getting placements, started working with artists and things like that. So my focus being there, it kind of took me away from I kind of became like a chameleon almost, because I was doing so many different genres. I kind of forgot what I wanted to say a little bit. You know, I'm thinking about what somebody else want to say, primary, you know, majority of my time. And I think that, and we also wanted to have a strategic partner to drop music. So whether that be like a distribution partner or something like that. So I was really just being patient for real, and just refining my craft, refining my pen, getting better at learning like song structure. This was the first time I even gave a damn about top 40 records, or like the things I didn't pay attention to in the music business space. I started to curve my attention to that, and it kind of took away, I won't say it took away from my artistry, because I feel like what change is good is me coming back after doing all that shadow work. You know what I mean? Like I was in the gym heavy for like 5 years.
You was getting yourself right.
I like that analogy. You was in the gym. I didn't have a fight
for sure
scheduled, but I'm in the gym.
Because I know I'm gonna fight.
For sure, I have a fight coming up. I do want to ask you this though, because I'm fascinated by that, by the songwriting, man. How does that, like, what does that look like? So you sign first about the business side of it. When you sign a songwriting deal, do they sign you for like a length of time, or so many projects, or so many songs you have to write? Like, how, not without getting too in depth.
No,
like, how
I don't
does
mind.
That look? How does that contract look?
So there's different types of deals. You got deals where you do have like a what is it? You got a certain amount of songs that you have to turn in, or a certain amount of songs you have to do, or you got deal structures where you have to recoup. I'm in a recoupment structure. So they gave me an advance, and once I make that money back, I'll go into my next option. I'm in a 50-50 co-pub. So with my publishing, my publisher owns 50%, I own 50%. And then on my master side, I own that completely. They don't touch that. Yeah, they don't touch that.
Sure.
There's a revenue split. If they say they get me a placement, there's a revenue split, but it's like 80-20 in my favor. Or like, and depending on what the situation is, it'll be like 75-25. You know, it has tiers. But so they own 50% of what I write. I own 50%. And then, like I said, there's admin deals where you have an administrator who's getting you those opportunities like sync placements, things of that nature, but they don't own anything. You know what I'm saying? It's like a revenue split. But my specific deal is a 50-50 co-pub, and then like I said, just for the publishing. And I didn't know anything about any of that stuff before 2019. So I'm blessed because it really raised my business acumen. Like I feel like this is maybe later down the road for me, but I would like to sign writers and producers. I would like to get into that and provide opportunity. Like when I'm just being transparent because I feel like people should know. You know what I mean? Like when I got my first placement, for real, it was a Super Bowl placement.
Oh hell, that's big. Cause I finna ask you about what's your first placement?
My first placement was actually with Jemiah. We did this international group or whatever. They cut our song or whatever. But right after that, I got the Super Bowl commercial and some ESPN stuff. But the Super Bowl commercial was me, Bryant Taylor, and my guy AB.
Okay.
But see, AB was independent at that time. So when we got the check, I think it was like for $30,000.
Okay.
And with that specific payout, I had to split my portion because I was signed. Bryant split his because he was signed.
Yeah.
AB got a whole 10 bands.
Yeah,
independent. You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
so that's my goal, like with my relationship with my publisher, because I'm still with my publisher.
Yeah, that's good.
So that's my goal. Like my artist friends, my people that are like in my circle, and even people outside, like it would be a dream for me to help be an avenue for somebody to get into that space and get a check. You know what I mean? Like a lot of us do this for a while and don't ever see $10,000.
Yeah,
not at once.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like I still ain't seen that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like other than my first advance, but
it's other avenues. It's other avenues in music.
1,000,000%.
You know what I'm saying?
Man,
And that's basically the story that I'm getting.
1,000,000%.
And the publishing, because you're a writer anyway. You see what I'm saying? You always wrote your own music anyway. So doing this is easy.
Yeah, it's like it is easy, but it's interesting because it's still like so many other songwriters in the world, you know, and like say there's an opportunity to write for an R&B artist or whatever. And they was like, Kehlani, I'll just throw her out there. Say Kehlani's looking for records for her new album. It's so many people that are writing and sending stuff in for Kehlani. So it's almost like you playing the lotto, you know what I'm saying?
I can imagine.
It's almost like the lotto with it, because it's like, if it hit, it's like, man, I know at least 100 people sent something in for this. But
so like what I do want to ask you is, being a songwriter, right? And just, having that eye for talent. Have you ever come in a situation with that publishing deal that you can see an artist that just like need that record,
for sure,
and you can write it? Like,
yeah.
Do you ever come into that?
Man, me and my man Bryant, like we aspire to be kind of like Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis.
Most definitely.
You know, I just watched the interview.
I know who that is. He don't know who that is. I know
who it is, but I want to hear like what you mean by that.
So they were are producers and writers who like wrote for like Janet Jackson and Whitney and New Edition, and like, the list goes on for them as far as hits. But I think about, I just watched an interview with them talking about when Johnny Gill came to New Edition, and they were thinking about how to integrate him into the group and how to write the songs and how to pick the songs they was gonna drop. And I feel like when you get to that level, or when you get to like Quincy level, or there's a list of writers, list of writers. When you get to that level, it's like that's when you like in the thick of really creating culture or shifting culture more so. And being like real pioneers of what people like, the soundtrack to people's lives. I feel like that would be a goal of mine, to get to a point where it is like, man, okay, I see this artist, I see, this direction. Like I just worked with this artist from Lexington, Kentucky. Her name's Dollarina. And I hope she sees this. She's a young artist and she's really dope and she's lyrical, and like that was a thing. Like we was in there like going through beats, going through sounds, seeing what direction she want to take, whatever she wants to do. But I felt like I was in a space I was supposed to be in, being somebody who can help, what I'm saying? Being a conduit, you know what I mean? So like that's a goal of mine.
Cause that's a thing in hip hop, and especially here in hip hop, because other genres, they welcome songwriters, but in hip hop, it's kind of like looked frowned upon. Like, man, he don't write his own rap.
For sure.
Is that a flaw too to some artists?
I think I won't say a flaw, because I think it's cool if somebody writes you a hook. You know what I mean? Somebody write you a hook, somebody help you make a song, and then you get in there and write your raps. All right, cool. Hip hop just happens to be different than other genres.
For sure.
Because I think, like, you look at a singer, right? Like, one of the things that we'll marvel at is how they utilize their voice. The song can be written from whoever, but how they sing it is really dynamic and special to the ear and to the soul. But for a rapper, we're really speaking. You know what I mean? We're speaking, we're rapping. You got to have the flow. You got to be in pocket.
Most def.
But the thing
everything got to be.
The thing that we marvel at with rappers is what they say. So when you get
how they say it,
you know what I'm saying? So when we get into a space of like songwriting for rappers, it does get a little weird. But I think when it comes to, it just depends on what your goals are. If your goals are like top 40 records, if you want to hit record, if you want to do that thing, you might have to bring somebody in to help you do that. You know what I mean? Jay-Z obviously wrote his music, but we know he ain't write some of them hooks. He got songs and his folks singing on it. You know, he might have wrote it. He might have wrote it. I won't discredit him, but I
see what you're saying though.
9 times out of 10, he didn't write it.
It's like, I want you on this record. You do your thing,
and I'm gonna come do mine.
I'm gonna do my thing.
And it's a group effort. I feel like the best music we got in the world, there's multiple people a part of it. So I feel like it'll be a good thing for hip hop and rap when that is adopted, when they accept that.
Because I find myself really liking that shit. Like when I listen to Alicia Keys song and somebody say, well, Drake wrote that. And now I'm listening like, damn,
I can hear that.
I can hear that. You hear Beyonce's
Drake
song and they say, man, Future wrote that. And you're like, what? And then you might, stumble across the demo on YouTube and like, oh shit, Future wrote that for real.
You told me that Jay wrote Dr. Dre.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? And then he made me go back and
you
my
hear
ear.
Can't you?
Can't hear Jay because I'm a Jay fan. I'm like, oh shit, that is Jay.
That is.
You know what I'm saying? So that's big.
No, I love that. I love that type of shit, man.
I want to ask you something right quick. What was the concept? How did you come up with that concept, MLB? Because I love that song.
Man, so MLB is, I feel like
I was gonna wear my baseball jersey, man. I was like, shit, man.
Man, MLB is special because like so when I started working with Brian Taylor, he is a phenomenal artist, man.
Most definitely.
Phenomenal. But when I first linked up with him, he didn't like write. He would go line by line like Lil Wayne.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's how he made music. And I adopted that along with like I said, the songwriting thing. So MLB is special to me because MLB is one of those songs where I just wrote it line by line. Like it was like honestly, I caught the Make Love Baby MLB after I did it. I listened back and I was like, oh shit. I'm like, yo, that's hard. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was one of those things. Like, so that specific night, man, I was at my shorty spot and it's funny because we was engaged. We did a thing where we was like practicing abstinence, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So but every now and again I'd be able to,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying, slip past the security or whatever you want to call it. And that specific night I'm like, just trying to like get something going, and she like, nigga, I'm going to sleep. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, whatever. So I go into her kitchen and I just open up the laptop. My boy B just sent me a pack. And I opened up MLB, so I was really kind of like talking to her a little bit, and just kind of like expressing that thing and just letting the words just flow, you know what I mean? And man, I made that song like 2021, I think.
Damn.
Or 22, one of the two. It's a little older. And
don't sound like,
man, it's a blessing, bro, because it's crazy. The whole story with MLB is crazy because I had the hook, I had the first verse and the hook. And then I was like, okay, this is cool. But I couldn't come up with a second verse yet. So I,
put it in the vault.
Yeah, put it in the vault, left it alone. And then one day I was coming back from Clarksville, coming back up here to Nashville, and I was like, I got the second verse. It started coming to me. I'm like, okay, I know exactly what I'm gonna say. And when I get to my computer, my hard drive wouldn't turn on. And my whole program, all my plugins, I had a crack version of the stuff I was using, so I had the illegal stuff. So it was like, shit, it was nothing that I could do. It was all on my hard drive. And I had a disk. I didn't have a solid state hard drive, so I lost everything. But I had a bounce of the song, and AB still had the instrumental. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just put it on SoundCloud. That was my thing. When I wasn't dropping music for real, I was still dropping on SoundCloud. So if you go to my SoundCloud,
so you were still like I see what you're doing. You still you hitting them a little bit.
Yeah.
I see what you're doing.
And I wouldn't promote anything either. I would just do it for my own satisfaction, because that's how it started when I started making music. Like I would just
doing it for you,
doing it for me. So MLB was one of those things, and I put it on SoundCloud, and then I left it alone. And a couple months later, going into 2023, this was 2022. Going into 2023, my boy Brian called me. He like, hey bro, he's like, I just listened to your song MLB like 5 times in a row, bro. He was like, that's a record right there. I'm like, all right, cool. So I go back to SoundCloud and I look on SoundCloud, it's got like 40,000 plays.
Yeah.
Without any promotion,
that's
nothing.
Yeah.
It just kind of caught
now you
fire
like,
on
boom.
SoundCloud. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, bet. So then we go into 2023, and we coming out of COVID. So content is king at this point. Like doing little snippets and teasing music is a thing. So I teased. I did a content day with my boy 3 a.m. Shout out to 3 a.m. And it was like a flip of a coin what
That's
song
a cool
I picked.
Last name. 3
Yeah,
a.m.
and he cool too, because he used to have this thing where he would always, if y'all did photography or videography, he would always send the shit back at like 3 a.m. That was just his thing.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
he like so he like played on the name, everything, and it'd be the next day. He hard though, but it was like a flip of a coin. The day we did that content day in 2023, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just do MLB. And I was at a session, and I went outside and just like stood by a fence, and he recorded me doing it, put on Instagram, bro, and like the reaction was similar to SoundCloud.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Like 1,000+ likes and mad views. I'm like, dang, okay, so I'm gonna keep on pushing the song, you know what I mean?
For sure.
And I kept pushing the song, and then Tay Keith hit me up, and he was like, and I met Tay Keith like at damn Urban Outfitters or somewhere, you know what I mean? I
was gonna ask you how was your relationship with Tay Keith?
Man, it's developing too, man. Like he, got a couple records on Chain is Good, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like we got some stuff coming, man, but he's supporting heavy what I'm doing. Like
so when he hit you up, what happened?
He hit me, he was like, man, this is a hit record, bro. This is a radio hit.
Yeah.
You don't need to drop this song until you got a radio budget. And I'm like, man,
Yeah.
what the fuck you mean? Like I don't know what a radio budget is or any of that, or and but he was just like, man, this is a really dope record.
It is, for sure.
And when you drop it, make sure you drop it correct. And I I took that and I took it back to my team, and we didn't drop it. I was patient.
For sure.
I
took advice.
I took that advice because I'm like, you have seen success at the highest level.
Yeah, at a huge elite level.
At the highest level. You got records with Beyonce. You know what I mean? So at minimum, I'm going to take what you say into consideration.
For sure.
And I did, and we just got the record right. We got things ready, and things started to fall in line as far as like partnerships. Like I'm partnered with a distributor called Gamma.
Okay.
Now, and that opportunity presented itself last year. You know what I mean? So I think I dropped MLB before that. You know, if I don't heed that advice, if
you would have dropped it before, situations now wouldn't have happened,
wouldn't have taken place. So, man, my relationship with Tay Keith is dope because it started for real in the music with MLB. He had commented on things and liked a couple things, freestyles and shit like that. But MLB is where it really piqued his interest to where he's like, man, come to the studio, let's cook up.
Sure.
Bring your man's AB. Like let's work. So big shout out to Tay Keith, man. Big shout out to his team, man. They super solid over there.
And he on Change is Good.
He is on Change is Good.
Okay,
I can comfortably say he's on Change is Good. Change is Good is really just AB and Tay Keith for real.
Gotcha.
It's like. Yeah.
I want to ask you this right quick then before we get up out of here. I gotta ask you this. How you record? Do you record on the spot or do you record because we going back and forth? I'm hearing about this vote.
Okay, yeah.
Do you record and then just throw them in the vault?
Yeah. Or
okay.
Or what? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I do.
Or do you just go in, or do you wait till you get into that mode, or are you always in a mode but you just not dropping the music?
I'm always in a mode. Like,
okay.
I'm actually like this year. I kind of had to take a step back because with the songwriting had taken me down like this pathway where I felt like I had done so much work for other people and other genres.
Yeah, it's time to get cracking on.
Yeah, trying to, and I feel like I gained a lot, but I lost a lot too. You know what I'm saying? When it came to what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or what I wanted to get across. So like I did so many songs last year that this year I was like, all right, I need to chill the fuck out because I need to live too. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like I need to, if I'm in the studio
you
all
many
the time,
hats right now.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm in the studio all the time. I don't have anything to talk about because I'm always in the studio. And your imagination is only gonna be so vast. Like I don't got the same gift that Lil Wayne had. You know what I mean? Like, but he also was living. He also was traveling the world, touring and meeting people and just having experiences.
Seeing a whole nother different side of everything.
Yeah, that added to his ability to come up with those witty bars and just talk about life the way he does. But I'm always working. I'm always recording. I have so many songs, and now I'm in a space where I'm going back and I'm really listening, and I'm like, okay,
you got shit.
No, for sure. I just found a song like 2 days ago that I might put on my album because I'm like, damn. This is hard. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's one of those things.
So what do you do with the rest of the records?
They kind of just sit. You know,
stay in the safe.
Yeah, some of them I'll send to my publisher to see if we can get them like in some TV and film stuff. Mm-hmm. Like I'll do that. Like throwaways. Yeah. Like I attempt to still find use for them, but primarily they just sitting in my Dropbox, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You didn't record like that. He didn't record like he was a rapper.
Oh, okay, fine.
Yeah. I did a little something.
2 months.
A little something. Too much.
That's good.
You gotta quit disrespecting my rap career, man. Yeah. We ain't gonna keep doing that. We ain't gonna keep doing that on this show, baby. Yeah, nah, man.
Hey man, I had motion. Ball, man.
I had motion, but I want to ask you this, man, because I know you said
had motion.
You're newly married.
Yeah,
man. Congratulations on that, brother.
Thank you.
I'm probably gonna get married here soon,
man. Congratulations, bro.
Oh, I'm probably not. I'm probably lying.
Man.
I'm probably lying in 4K right now. But for the sake of the show, I just want to ask you, man, if you could just tell the people, or even tell me, bro, like what are like 3 keys, or just a few gems you could give me, man, that helps you keep it fresh, keep it consistent, and keep each other just happy with each other,
man,
bro.
for sure. I say number one, we keep God first. You know,
big.
I feel like for the people out there, you can believe in what you want to believe in. I believe in God. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in that. I believe in Jesus Christ.
Most
and
most definitely.
we keep that at the forefront. She's a musician and a singer herself.
Okay.
So like I learned a lot from her. But for outside of that, like we just continue to date. I just always treat it like I just met her for the first time. Like I just,
That's dope.
that's just me, I kind of am a romantic nigga for real, you know what I mean? I'm romantic, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm romantic. I do the whole thing, like my birthday was actually a couple days ago. My birthday was a couple days ago, but I was in Clarksville with my son, and then when I came back, the house was like decorated. I ain't expect it though, you know what I mean? The house is decorated, and it's like small things, but those small things add up. You know what I mean?
They matter.
Yeah, just continue to date, man. Continue to we keep God first and just communicate. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm pretty good at being like, man, I was wrong. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. Or let's talk about it. Let's fix it or whatever, and attempt to get on the other side of it. So
That's
I feel like,
up,
I feel like those things. Like I said, we've been together. Like in the beginning, it was a little off and on, but you know what I'm saying. We've been together all in totality for 8 years. You know what I mean? And
that's a long time, though.
For sure,
that's a long time
for sure. And it still feel brand new. You know what I mean? And we got married, and it's a difference. It's a difference, but
black love is awesome.
Yeah. So just keep God first, man. Keep dating her. You know what I'm saying? And communicate. You know what I mean? That's our formula for success so far.
And you say y'all got it in common, music.
Yeah.
She on Change Is Good. Your wife on Change Is Good.
She is on Change Is Good.
There
She
you go.
is. Yeah,
Okay.
she's on there. She's
Did she say, baby?
No, it's funny. It's really me. It's really me. I'm
Yeah.
like, man, please come sing on this. You know what I'm saying? So she tours. Like she's a touring artist, and she sings with this band, and she's been.
My bad. Let me put some respect here. My bad. You most definitely the one.
I need her.
I need you. You got me.
Nice.
So I've learned a lot from her. Like even from like the things that I do in my artistry now. From I used to pull up to the show in all black. You know what I mean? That was my thing. And I started dating her. She like, nigga, why you put some color on, man? You know what I'm saying? Like brighten your life up. You know. So just man. I'll say it again, bro. Just keep God first, man, and communicate. And keep it fresh, man. Don't.
Man, I appreciate that. That's fire. So this summer, Tim Gent.
Yes, sir.
Akeem Ali.
Oh yeah.
Tim Gent.
Yeah.
Coming to a city near you, man.
Yeah.
Tell us just a little bit about a couple of dates and how can the people get tickets, brother, and support you.
Most definitely.
And support that, bro.
Man, appreciate that, man. So yeah, the Good Looking Tour starts June 3rd. The first date is actually here in Nashville. June 3rd. We'll be at the 58. I believe it's the venue that's inside of Eastside Bowl in the beginning. The 58. You can go to AkeemAli.com. He's got all the dates lined up. He's actually doing 22 cities. I'm doing 10 dates of the 22.
Nice.
And it's a blessing, bro. It's my first tour. Shout out to Akeem Ali. We got something special actually coming right before the tour starts.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I won't speak to it just yet because I don't know when it's airing.
We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this week soon.
Yeah,
We're gonna do it soon. Yeah.
Okay, so
I
got something. I got something special coming. I'll let y'all know off
for
air.
sure.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the Good Looking Tour start June 3rd. You can get your tickets at AkeemAli.com. As soon as you go to the website, all the dates pop up. We'll be in Nashville, Memphis, St. Louis. We'll be in Charlotte. We'll be in Miami, Orlando. I believe that's all. We'll be in New Orleans, and I think I'm missing one more. But yeah, if you go to AkeemAli.com, all the venues, all the dates, how you can get the tickets. Oh man, I got you.
No. I'm saying, give me that phone call when you realize you about to go on tour.
Oh yeah,
because this ain't no this ain't no hole in the wall club tour.
No, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? This is a big deal tour.
Yeah, it's a big deal, man. And like I said, man, shout out to Akeem. And it's hey, for my artists and creators out there, closed mouths don't get fed, bro.
Ooh.
Like with this tour, I seen him post that tour. And that's my man's. So I seen him post that tour, and I just hit him up, and I'm like, hey, man, you got any dates you need any openers for? And he just happened to have some. He was like, man, I actually got these dates right here. This is the budget I got. If you can make it out here for him, they're yours.
Most definitely, I can make them out there.
I'm there. I ain't even know how I was going to get there yet. But I'm we'll figure it out. You know what I mean? So don't be afraid to speak yourself into a position. Don't be afraid to
Nah,
ask.
that's
man.
dope right there. Cause we fall into this I'm too cool era.
Man, I'm not. Yeah,
where everybody's too cool to ask. They too cool for help. They too cool for everything.
Yeah,
they just want to blame.
I'm gonna say this. I think a lot of times people cover it up by saying too cool or they're too cool or I ain't gonna ask a nigga for shit. A lot of times people are scared of rejection. We're afraid of rejection. Once you get in your head, the worst they can say is no.
Man,
then you'll just jump off the porch.
I was literally say that. My mama taught me that early, man. She taught me early. She's like, bruh, like, don't be afraid to ask me nothing. All I'm gonna say is yes or no.
That's it.
And I could have said, yeah, you could have played yourself out your position. So the most they can say is no. You know what I mean?
Man.
I worked in sales too, so I ain't afraid of rejection at all.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, you know how to work.
Yeah,
I know how to work my thing, man.
So, Tim Gent, man, tell the people how they can follow you on social media, follow your career, support you in any way, brother.
Yes, Tim Gent. You can follow me at Tim_Gent on all platforms. On TikTok, it is Catch Height, but you can still find me at Tim Gent. On the streamers, the DSPs, Tim Gent. You can find me anywhere, Tim Gent, man. I appreciate y'all for sure.
We appreciate you, man.
Listen, you already know how I ended. I like to highlight everything that went on right here, man. This is a powerful conversation, man.
Sure.
Congratulations on everything that you got going. This is somebody who let you know, invest in yourself. Closed mouth don't get fed.
For sure.
Believe in your craft.
For sure.
Keep God first.
100%.
And most definitely you will prosper and evolve. I do want to continue to say it. I'm going to say this on the camera. You are one of my favorite artists out of Nashville, Clarksville, Tennessee, period.
Appreciate it, man.
Just the impactful engagement, views, production, video, lyrics, everything is top tier, bro.
Total
appreciate
package.
it.
Yeah,
man.
most definitely the total package. I always I only told B How with this and Big Top.
Big Top is tough.
Yeah.
B Howard's tough. Yeah.
I tell these artists, if I ever had the job at A&R, Def Jam, Universal, anywhere, projects that I will walk through the front door, and Tim Gent, your project is one of them.
Man, thank you, man.
You know what
Thank
I'm
you for
saying?
real, bro.
You also
Thank you.
said that to Southside Crip.
Yeah, I was scared of him, though. I was scared of him. Look, we did an interview. He put the gun right here. Look, everybody in here scared. I said, nah, nigga, you cold, homie. You know what I'm saying? He was sorry as hell, bro. But look, he got a gun. He got two guns, one right here and one right here. And he still recording. You know what I'm saying? I was like, hell, I told him, man, Jay-Z ain't got nothing on him, homie. I had to. But y'all already know, man, I got two things for y'all, man. Look, man, stay true, get money, stay true.
Yes, man. And if nobody told you today that they love you, let me be the very first person to tell you that I love you. I love you. I love you.
Peace.